Welcome to Pioneer News. I'm Tricia Sherrick.
And I'm Jade Wrenn. The city of Gallatin is warning those who throw trash out of their vehicles that they could be in for a $1,500 fine. They're also asking those who see people dumping trash on roadways to get a description of the offending vehicle and their license plate and call 1-877-LITTER. It costs TDOT more than $23 million to pick up litter in Tennessee alone.
Well, the Middle Tennessee chapter of COPS, or Concerns of Police Survivors, is pushing for the state to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. They want a special license plate created to pay tribute to fallen officers. Legislation has gone through to make it possible, but 1,000 drivers need to pre-order it before the end of June for the design to be submitted.
Cops have tried to crack down on those who try to scalp tickets to special events in Middle Tennessee, but Tricia tells us a lot of the action is happening online.
The holiday season is here and families want to make lasting memories by going to see shows. Unfortunately, scalpers have graduated from standing outside and selling tickets on the street. They are now finding ways to scam people online. I was able to speak to representatives from Tennessee Performing Arts Center who are on the front lines of assisting theatergoers who have been duped by these scalpers.
Scalpers put the box office in a really unfortunate position. You have patrons who don't buy tickets every day, so they don't know what signs to look for in legit tickets versus false tickets. And so they believe that they are buying tickets and they are spending money, but they're not buying them from us. So we can't verify those ticket purchases. So when they come to the theater expecting to see a show, knowing that they have paid a bunch of money to see that show and we can't verify those tickets, it puts us in a really frustrating position because I then have to say to a great big family, and they've just gone out to dinner and they've just paid for parking, that they spent an exorbitant amount of money that we would never charge for those tickets and that they don't have tickets to see our show. The only way for them to see the show they thought they were going to see is to either buy more tickets or they're out of luck because we're out of general admission. Scalpers buy in bulk, and so we can't let people in to see the show. It usually ends up with unhappy patrons, and it's just not fun to have to give people that bad news.
What are some of the common ways scalpers trick patrons into purchasing from them?
They pay for ad placement for searches. So for Google or Bing, the first one or two, maybe a few more of your results are typically going to be ads. Those are not part of the actual search. Those are ads that have literally been paid for by companies so that they appear at the top. So people will unknowingly search for an event and then click on one of those thinking they're actually going to the direct source, whether it's Ticketmaster or the website for the actual venue to buy tickets, when in actuality, they're being sent to a third-party ticket reseller site. The second thing they do is they are very, very good at making their websites either mimic or look similar to the actual legitimate website, if with everything from interactive seat maps. And so people have no reason to really think that they're not buying tickets through a legitimate source. If you're not able to go to a seat map and click on the exact seat that you want, that is a major warning flag. And as opposed to you getting a section, a general range of seats, maybe row-wise seats 1 through 30, or just front section tier without any actual specific seat locations, that's a warning sign. You should always know exactly what seat you're buying unless it's a general admission event. All venues, they do add-on handling fees, but the third-party ticketing sites do it egregiously, and there tend to be more than one type of fee that's added on as opposed to just a standard handling fee.
Are there any ways that if somebody has found that they have been scammed that they can possibly get some recourse?
So your best recourse is to dispute the charge directly through your bank or credit card company. But just avoid clicking on general named websites like ticketsnow.com or ticketingevents.com. Even with Ticketmaster, I still always suggest go to the actual website for the venue. It may take you to Ticketmaster, which is perfectly fine, but it's always best to start at the actual venue's website. Just be careful.
So next time you get tickets to an event, be aware of the website you were purchasing them from. Try to purchase them from the facility themselves and watch for any red flags. For Pioneer News, this is Tricia Sherrick.
Students at Vol State have a chance to chew on great book topics together. Michael visited the campus book club.
We have a club for readers all around the campus. For the first time in recent years, Vol State has brought back its book club for the discussion of Angie Thomas's The Hate You Get. In the perspective of Star Carter, a 16-year-old black girl who is inspired to become an activist after witnessing the police shooting of a childhood friend. I got to sit down with Miss Jamie Gorsiska, the head director of the book club, and this is what she had to say about the future meetings.
My overall goal with it is that, or logistically, to have several meetings a year, preferably every month during the school year, and have students be exposed to different genres, different voices, different authors.
So if you want to sign up for the latest updates, you can follow this link so you won't miss out. So if your favorite pastime is reading books, why not join Vol State's book club and open up your imagination to different genre of books? This has been Michael Dangerfield with Pioneer News.
Vol State is making stride in another form of communication. Thomas takes us to the local radio station.
Today I'm joined with Director Monk, the head of the radio station at Vol State Community College. How long have you been doing the radio at Vol State?
I've been here for going on 3 years now, and I've been doing radio in a commercial sense for close to 4 decades.
Do you have any struggles with the radio, or does it normally kind of flow and run smoothly?
Oh, life does not run smoothly, so radio definitely doesn't. I mean, you run into day-to-day hiccups because there are so many elements you're not directly in control of, like electricity. You know, if the power goes out, you're going to have issues. If there's a surge in power, you're going to have issues. And we run into those as you would in your home when, you know, it's like, okay, my internet's off. Well, when my internet's off, the radio station is off the air. So we run into some of those issues from time to time.
Is there anything that the Vol State Radio is doing for like the holidays or the end of the semester?
We don't play any special programming unless students come up with special programming. If somebody decided they wanted to do a half-hour show examining holiday tradition, I usually run shows like that for weekend shows, yeah.
Now, what is your favorite part of doing the radio, and then why?
Working with the students.
Yeah.
Because I like to encourage new talent, and that's basically what I get a chance to do.
And personally, I have done the radio, and working with you and you teaching me just kind of the different ropes and stuff like that has been extremely helpful for what I want to do with my career and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome, yeah, and you do a great job.
Thank you. And last question, what is your favorite story that you have personally done on the radio? If it's the Vol State or another program?
My biggest joy is when we're able to help people, and I've done a lot of fundraisers. One time we raised over $100,000 for St. Jude's kids.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
And that was a joy, and especially when I had a chance to tour the facility and see the kids that were there and see a family that was dealing with a child's trauma. And it was wonderful to be able to help families like that.
That is awesome. Just kind of seeing what you can do through the radio, not always in
Radio is
person.
very powerful.
Yes.
We have a full schedule lined up with basketball and football this holiday season, with some gifts and some coal. Here's a look at sports.
The Titans take on the Bengals on Sunday at noon. They're rolling off a 27-17 victory over the Packers. The Titans' Derrick Henry reached 2 rushing milestones versus Green Bay with his 10th touchdown for the season. He's one of only 4 Titans to hit that mark, and he passed the 1,000 yards for the season mark. Tennessee lost Heisman candidate Hendon Hooker for the season after he tore his ACL in Saturday's 63-38 loss to South Carolina. With Hooker sidelined, Tennessee will turn to Joe Milton at quarterback Saturday against Vanderbilt. Vol State notched its first win for the season over the weekend with the 75-60 victory over Cleveland State at the Pickle. They take on Southeastern Illinois College at home tonight. Game time is 7:30. I'm Kenneth Garner, and that's a look at Pioneer Sports.
It's been kind of a roller coaster with Mother Nature as we close in on winter. Here's a look at the forecast.
We're looking at clouds tonight and through the morning with a low of 42. Expect some showers to go along with it, especially in the suburban Nashville and Gallatin region. Tomorrow through the weekend, it will continue to rain, but at least it's not snow. High tomorrow up to 55, drop into 44 and flirting in the 30s overnight through Sunday. So far, it looks like snow will not be impacting holiday traffic next week, but make sure you check your tire pressure because the cold will certainly be impacting that. I'm Blade Frost with your Pioneer Forecast.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Pioneer News. I'm Tricia Sherrick.
And I'm Jade Wrenn. Thanks for watching.